Welcome back to Brush Up Your Game. I'm David, and today we're talking about how to beat Vulture in Marvel United. Vulture is, well, a pain in the butt character, very annoying. He puts out these spoil tokens, and you put three in each location. And Vulture wins as an alt win if he collects a certain number of these spoil tokens. That can cause a lot of bad stuff in the game. Uh, Before we get into all of that, I do have to say one of my favorite models, sculpts in the game. Just the very dynamic. The wings are awesome. Cool aspect from that standpoint. So these spoil tokens. Vulture has a few ways of collecting them. First off, overflow. That's going to mess with you. Second, on his BAM, he's going to collect spoils. And third, he's got a henchman that collects some spoils for him as well. It's imbalanced a bit. Vulture wins faster in a four-player game or a four-character game, and I think that's the hardest way to play against Vulture is because four characters, Vulture only needs 5 tokens to win. There's 18 tokens out to start. In a two-player game, he needs 9 tokens, which is half of the all the spoils in the game. So this is balance. See, a four-player game, there is no time. Two-player game, you got time. You can play a very different game. Um, but yeah, so in more in depth, Vultures, bam. Steal a crisis token, that's spoils, from Vulture's location if available. Then move all heroes to the location opposite of Vulture. Any hero in Vulture's location can prevent this effect by taking 2 damage. And I think the reason that Vulture has less tokens needed with more characters is because you're going to see more characters preventing the effect when there's more characters to do that. There's more health. There's just more ways to stop that. It's a tough balance, and I do think the sweet spot for Vulture's 3 players, but we'll get into that. Also, overflow. If one or more civilians or thugs can't be added, steal a crisis token, spoils from that location. So it's weird because in a two-player game, you can let a location just burn, and overflow can just happen there, and then nothing happens because it's not like Vulture's going to steal spoils from the next location. No, Vulture can only take spoils from that location. And whereas in a four-player game, if you let one location go, Vulture's 60% of the way there. Vulture will win if you don't protect all the locations as best you can. Let's get into it. So here's the good news. Vulture only bams on 5 of the 12 cards. That does help. He also doesn't put out a lot of civilians and thugs. When he does, it's typically 2 and 2 not on his spot. We see that card, 1, 2, 3 times. We see a total of 4, total of 4, total of 4. This 5 card, that one is probably going to trigger overflow. But then Vulture has these specials. He has 3 heist plans. If this is not the first heist plan card in the storyline, steal a crisis token from each location without heroes. Yeah. So you do get a bit of a warning. And I should say, sorry, there are 4 of them. You get 1 warning. After that, your warning is basically spread out. Because if you don't spread out, if you like playing a game where everybody sticks together and accomplishes the same objective, you are going to fail with Vulture. Because just in a 4-player game, in any player game, Vulture will steal 5 crisis tokens if everybody's on the same spot. That's why Heist Plan is done if it's not the first one. So spreading out is going to help. Now, in a two-player game, there's still 4 locations without characters on them. So heist plan is going to get bad quickly. What do you do to mitigate that? Two things. One, a character like Black Widow, who can look at the top master plan card. That will help. Also, locations. A location that looks at the next master plan card as the end turn bonus. That is almost essential. If you can bury a heist plan or two, you're going to be much better off than if these come up. Yeah, some of it's luck how the heist plans hit, but you have to mitigate luck, and you have to make your own luck in a way. But the way we account for that is by controlling the deck as best we can. So that's my advice on heist plan. Now, threat cards. The grenade bombing, each hero in this location takes 2 damage. You can mitigate those. They take 3 heroic actions, and you can just not be on those spots. They're not essential to get rid of. They're not urgent to get rid of. If it works and you're there, you can take them out. That's great. But they're not absolutely necessary. Craven, on a BAM, deal 2 damage to 1 hero in this location. Kind of the same idea. If you're not there, you're fine. You're not going to take damage. There's not a hunt you down mechanic. I think Craven's just kind of in existence and is annoying. Sandman, on the other hand, on a BAM, deal 1 damage to each hero in this location. If there are no heroes in this location, steal 1 crisis token hero. I see 2 ways of playing this. One, in a 2-player game, I want to ignore Sandman. I look at him and I go, fine, that location, that's a write-off. We're done. Have at it. In a 4-player game, I'm going to go fight Sandman. I'm going to take him out. That's a location I'm going to control. Be done. Easy victory there. That's the change. That's the different strategic approach. In a 3-player game, I kind of say it matters where Sandman is, what the end bonus is on the location, for me to take a look at Sandman and go, is it necessary? Do I need that spot? Where's my priority? Do I have heroics now? Do I have punches? What do I have in abundance that I can kind of deal with? Then we have the electromagnetic wings. These you have to get rid of. If you don't take these out, you are not going to defeat Vulture. If Vulture is attacked here, he only takes 1 damage and immediately moves to the opposite location. Yeah, you can use this as a means of sending Vulture halfway across the board so that your buddy over there can go attack him. That can work, but it doesn't work most of the time. Having a location where a villain only takes 1 damage when Vulture needs 3, 6, 8 damage in order to be defeated, it's not going to help you. I guess in a 2-player game, you could let him go. You could leave those out, chase him down 3 times, and win that way, I suppose. But other than that, like, Vulture's wings need to be clipped. That's the only way. So I kind of look at him and I go, this is one of the few characters where, yes, you need to deal with a few things. But like in a 2-player game, I could almost see ignoring every threat here and just go for defeating thugs, rescuing civilians, and then go take them out. But in a 4-player game, I play a very different game. And I want to remove the wings take out Sandman, probably clear one of the grenade bombings, and then I'm going to probably defeat thugs intermixed in there. And now I'm going to go defeat Vulture. It's all about space. And it's this balancing act that you have to play, that you have to be adaptable. And it's weird for me. See, Vulture is one of these characters where I start going, okay, Marvel United has depth. It has decisions. It has meaningful choices for us to make. And yeah, that's my tiny little soapbox. Anyway, hopefully that helps give you some ideas to go after Vulture. Uh, Team composition. Like I said, I think Black Widow is one of the best characters you can bring to help, just because of that master plan strategy. Of course, you could go, way overpower Vulture, go with like Adam Warlock, and then absorbing that damage is trivial. You can always go with healing characters, a Beast, a Wolverine. Those certainly are great. You can go with healing locations. That I would highly recommend. And then a healing location is one you want to target to make sure you have access to it. Um, but Vulture needs movement. I would highly recommend that. You need to have movement on your team. Don't think you can bring in just a bunch of brutes, because it doesn't do you any good to have, Thor and Beta Ray Bill running around on the board, wielding their hammers, because they're going to be swinging it at nothing, and because they can't track Vulture down. You need characters that can move, that can fly. Quicksilver, Storm, Falcon, uh, Spider-Man. Even Spider-Man gets nice movement. Uh, I hate always saying Spider-Man's the answer to this, but Spider-Man's really good at defeating his villains. Uh, the Sinister Six, they're there, and Spider-Man was built to take them out. So, anyway, uh, again, hopefully that helps, gives you some ideas, some strategy, some thought to go into what helps work on Vulture. Um, that's going to be it for me. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate your time. And until next time, keep brushing up your game. Take care, everybody.